Hi guys, it's Chris calling. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you guys have returned since my last video, thank you very much. And if you guys are new here, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. In today's video, we are continuing on our Eurovision 2024 journey. Of course, this year's Eurovision Song Contest will be taking place in the city of Malmö, Sweden on the 7th, 9th and 11th of May. And today we are wrapping up on our first rehearsals of the second half of semi-final 2 and of course the big 6 who have all taken to the stage. So getting straight into it. So first of all we start with Latvia, and that is Dons with his song Hollow. Okay, so going straight to the first rehearsal, he is dressed in royal blue, which is what he has worn in similar pre-parties, but this is elevated. So this top that he's got now, it's really sculptured and it's got like, it's really buffed out. He's got like a six-pack and everything. I absolutely love the costume choice here. I think it's some of the best staging that Latvia has sent to Eurovision in recent years for sure. I tell you what, they're not playing games here. The lighting here and the way they've worked with the props that they've got on stage. So looking at the props, Dons has this like big circle on stage, and it's like illuminated with like iridescent light. And then in the back, it's quite like simplistic staging, but effective. And I think that's good because this song, it's a ballad. So it really is turning the focus to Don's amazing voice, and what the song is all about. So I tell you what, these pictures look absolutely incredible. So I can't wait to see what Dons is going to be showing us in that second rehearsal as well. Following on from Latvia, we have San Marino, which is Mergada with their song 1111. Okay, so this is elevated, guys. Looking back, like comparing this to the national final and then seeing this on the Eurovision stage, wow, this has had such a glow up. They kind of stayed to the similar colours that they had. Like the lead singer's hair is like this hot pink and black. And they've kind of used that for the whole staging, which I think is really good. It's like a pop of colour that we might not see in other countries this year for their performances. But yeah, the costumes are so much bigger and better. And I just think every band member just looks like they've got their part now on the stage. And I tell you what, the LEDs as well look incredible. Like in one of the pictures, we see that they've got a clock in the background. And it just looks so cool. So from what I'm seeing from the pictures, we've got some incredible LEDs and some pyro as well, which I think really suits to this song's aesthetic and the genre. I can't wait to see the full performance of this in the semi-final. I think it's going to be a rock entry that's really going to stand out this year, especially in that second semi-final. So following on from San Marino, we have Georgia Nutsa with her song Firefighter. Oh my goodness, this is again one of my favourites this year. So I had a lot of hopes for the staging, and I tell you, she did not disappoint. So she is wearing like an orange dress that is kind of reflective. So all of the stage lights and the pyro, it really reflects off it amazingly. I tell you what, the LEDs look absolutely incredible. It looks so empowering and powerful. And she is joined by 4 other dancers on stage who are all dressed in black. And I had the pleasure of seeing Nutsa at the London Eurovision pre-party, and let me tell you, her vocals were on point, and this was clear from the rehearsal as well, the first rehearsal. There's so much that I love about this performance, and this is just growing for me. And now that we've seen the staging as well with this LED and the pyro, I think the only way is up for Georgia with this rehearsal, and I can't wait to see this in the semi-final and of course in the second rehearsal as well. Nutsa, of course, has competed on American Idol. She's no stranger to the big stage, and that's clear from this first rehearsal. Like, she is owning that stage, and I just think this is going to be such a fierce performance in that semi-final, and I really hope that Georgia can get to that grand final this year. And then following on from Belgium, we have Musty with Before the Party's Over. Okay, so looking at the staging right now, Musty is all dressed in white with this kind of like transparent glittery tank top. And I have to be completely honest, whereas like Belgium goes for dark pop, and that's what this song Before the Party's Over is, I quite like the contrast of this staging and costume to what we're seeing in these first rehearsals. Looking at the TikTok, Musty's performance is really powerful, and the way he's delivering this and the way he is performing this is really, really engaging. And I think it's only going to get better with a crowd in front of him. We also see on stage that Musty is kind of like, there's no direct stage props, but there is lots of mics that are surrounded around Musty. And I think that's going to be a really, really interesting and good staging effect when we see that live on camera and on the television broadcast as well. And then we had Estonia. We have 5 Minust and Pull Up with their song. And again, I can't pronounce it. I don't think I'll ever be able to pronounce it. But in brackets, it's Nendest. So we'll just go with that. But okay, looking at the staging, this is pretty similar to how it was in the national finals and almost like the costume choices as well. It's quite similar, but I don't think that's a bad thing as well. I think this performance is, and this entry overall, is all about the stage performance and their performance as well. I've said it in previous videos, but I absolutely love the kind of like comedic nature between each one of these singers as they're singing this song. It's just such a fun performance to watch. And looking at these pictures, it just looks so much more elevated and polished. Of course, they've got those viral dance moves in the chorus as well, which I think are going to come across so well to that semi-final audience and hopefully the grand final as well. And then following on from Estonia, we have Israel, Eden Golan with her song Hurricane. Okay, so looking at the staging here, she has a prop on stage. So it's a big kind of circular, it almost looks like a moon, where she is kind of like illuminated in the middle. I'm seeing a lot of choreography from Eden, and that goes off of her background of rhythmic gymnastics. She's joined on stage by dancers as well, which are all dressed in a similar kind of costume. All dancers and Eden Golan herself are dressed in white. And the rest, there's no LED from what I can see. So it's all about this one prop in the middle. So it's quite a nice center point. It kind of highlights Eden in the center of the stage. And from seeing the TikTok of Israel as well, I have to say that Eden's voice was really on point. So this definitely looked like a good rehearsal for Eden on that Eurovision stage. And then following on, we had Norway got there with their song Unverhelm. Okay, so similar in this performance, it's similar to the MGP staging, which I'm kind of glad to see because I absolutely love that staging. You have the lead female singer in the middle singing her heart out while the rest of the band and vocalists are placed around her, and she's on this prop in the middle of the stage, which is kind of like this rock landscape figure with a bit of greenery as well. And this, again, it just looks so refined and polished. I love this LED light that they've kept in the middle of the staging as well, focusing it to the lead singer in the middle of the stage. So I can't wait to see this in the semi-final, and I can imagine this will definitely be in the grand final. And closing the second semi-final is none other but Netherlands' Joost Klein with his song Europapa. Oh my goodness, I was so looking forward to seeing this first rehearsal, and I am so happy, guys. Joost Klein is dressed in his presidential royal blue outfit with huge shoulder pads, and on stage he's joined by some dancers, a big blue chicken kind of figure, which I absolutely love. And this performance, like, no surprise, it just looks so fun and kind of like vibrant. I think this is going to be the perfect entry to close that semi-final, and it's definitely going to be such a memorable entry going into the grand final, because Netherlands is definitely getting into that grand final, and I think this is the perfect semi-final 2 closer of the show. I think that the staging here is very smart, and I think it's going to be on Joost Klein's performance, and I've got no doubt with each and every rehearsal that he has, he's just going to get better and better. So that's the end of semi-final 2, but moving on to our big 6, who automatically qualify for the grand final, and we started off the day with the United Kingdom. So that's Ollie Alexander with his song Dizzy. So, okay, this was a big shocker. I think this was such a lovely surprise to see from the UK. Ollie Alexander, he's an acclaimed artist, and I'm just so glad that he's got incredible staging behind this song. I really love the song Dizzy, but I think this has been elevated so much more having seen the staging right now. So looking at the photos, it's kind of like a boxer theme. So all the dancers, he has 4 male dancers with him on stage, and they are all in kind of like boxer outfits, but they're all completely different. And then Ollie Alexander himself, he is dressed in a white tank top, but it's all about the trousers. Detail on these trousers, it's just like, it's so high quality and so high fashion, but almost got that grittiness as well that I really love. I mean, this staging is very flamboyant, it's very out there, but I'm not mad about it. And I'll be honest with you, they've got like, I'm not sure whether it's a prop on stage. It looks like this big kind of like square box. They're using that LED in the background to kind of merge through that. So it looks like a film on camera. And just looking at the photographs as well, it looks so well staged. I'm just hoping that for my country, the UK, that Ollie can pull off an incredible performance. We are all rooting for Ollie. We are so proud of you, and we are all rooting for you in that grand final on Saturday the 11th. Following on from the United Kingdom, we have Germany, which is Isaac with his song Always on the Run. Okay, so of course this is kind of like another ballad song, but looking at the staging, it looks quite dark. Isaac is all dressed in black, but we've got some fuego here in this staging. So there is literally fire on stage, which it seems really dramatic and really effective, to be honest with you, just from these photos. I mean, in every one of these photos, the staging and the Eurovision stage itself looks absolutely unbelievable. But I think it's definitely working to Isaac's favour with this first rehearsal, and obviously in that grand final as well. I think this is a really kind of like heartfelt and dramatic song, and I think this staging really complements it. So I can't wait to see more of this performance. I'll be there in the jury final on Friday the 10th, so I can't wait to see this live. And then following on from Germany, we have the host country, Sweden, Marcus and Martinus with their song Unforgettable. Okay, so this song, similar to previous Swedish entries, it's not changed an awful lot from the Melody Grand Prix. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I certainly absolutely loved the staging at Melody Grand Prix, and it looks like they've kept that for this Eurovision stage, which I'm so happy to see. It just looks more refined and polished. I'm really happy to see that Marcus and Martinus are in the same outfits that they wore for the Melody Grand Prix final. I just love the outfits, the blue and the black. It looks so high fashion and so good. I absolutely love it. And yeah, this performance, it's kind of like Tokyo Drift, kind of like gamer vibe. And I'm so happy they've kept that. And I'll be honest, it looks even better on this Eurovision rehearsal. I think it's definitely going to be one that stands out in the grand final. And who knows, definitely a really good result for Sweden in that grand final, no doubt about it. And then following on from Sweden, we had France, Slimane with Mon Amour. Okay, so Slimane is all dressed in white. And the staging looks quite simplistic, which I'm quite happy to see. It keeps that focus on what an incredible ballad this song is. What I'm looking at the staging, there's smoke on stage, and it looks like Slimane is kind of like he's keeping in touch with the foundation of the stage with this one white LED. So I feel like the lighting is going to be on point in this performance. It's definitely going to be a dramatic break between all these televote friendly songs. So I think it's really going to stand out. And then following on from France, we have Spain with Nebulosa with Dora. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see that this is quite similar to the Benidorm Fest final, but just more elevated. So of course, the lead singer is joined by those two fabulous dancers in the costumes that they were in the Benidorm Fest final, and this just looks so professional, so slick. The staging is quite red and kind of saucy. And looking at the staging, the LED, it's kind of like this keyhole that the lead singer is in the middle of, and then it just gets bigger and better from there. The choreography, the dancing, and yeah, there's kind of like a very much like red-orange vibe with the lighting and LEDs here. And it looks great. And in one of the last pictures, there's some fireworks as well. So I can't wait to see that in the jury final and the grand final performance. And then last but not least of the big six, we have Italy. We have Angelina Mango with La Noia. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? Angelina Mango has impressed us so much already from this Eurovision experience and the pre-parties that I wasn't sure what else she could show, from her incredible performances at Sanremo to this Eurovision stage, but they've only gone and done it. Like, oh my goodness. First of all, the costume. So Angelina Mango is in this like kind of like dark red bodies, kind of like corset. The detail on the rest of the bodysuit, it's kind of like it's kind of like this black kind of, there's so much detail. It looks so slick, and the dancers that she's now joined by, that she wasn't joined by in any other pre-parties or other performance, I think they're a really, really nice addition. I think Angelina is an incredible performer, but I think the dancers kind of complement what the song is about, and I feel like she'll be singing in Italian for the whole thing, so anyone that doesn't speak Italian, I feel like the dancers are really going to be able to show that through their movements, as we've seen in these first rehearsal photographs. The LED is absolutely incredible. It's very kind of like floral, but kind of like rouge as well, and kind of like dark and mysterious. And I really, really love it. There's a lot of red on stage, and there's also a prop on stage. Angelina Mango has kind of like, it looks like a spider's web covered in flowers. It looks really, really impactful and just really royal. I tell you what, this is so profound, and it just looks so professional. And as we've seen in previous years, Italian staging at Eurovision is just so slick and polished, and I expect nothing less. And yeah, they've done it again. Wow, Angelina Mango in Italy, well done. This looks incredible. And by the looks of it, we're finishing off this performance with more incredible LEDs and fireworks as well. So I cannot wait to see this in the jury final and the grand final. But that finishes off our big six and the second half of the second semi-final. But I want to know what you guys think. What are you thinking of the remainder of this year's first rehearsals and second rehearsals? Because we've had some of those as well. And who are you most looking forward to seeing at Eurovision 2024? Let me know in the comments below. And guys, this is my last video before I head out to Malmö 2024. I can't believe how fast this has come around. I feel so, so grateful to be in this position. And I can't wait to be in Malmö, be with everybody, all the creators, all the fans, and with the performers, and bring you so much more content that I want to give to you guys. So thank you so much for following along if you have followed me up until now. And guys, I will see you in Malmö. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. And if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I will really look forward to seeing you all in Malmö 2024. Bye, guys.
Go Tiffany!